Let's bring in the host of the Grace Curley Show, Grace Curley. Grace, 80 years ago, like we were saying, those soldiers landed on Normandy, certain they would die, hoping that they wouldn't, but bravely fought for freedom. How are you reflecting on this today?
Oh, Carly, what you said before about it being the 80th anniversary and how this is a final goodbye, I mean, it's absolutely true. I would really encourage people to listen to FDR's prayer and also the way he appealed to the American people to partake in prayer, not just on D-Day, but, you know, the days that followed, and telling them the magnitude of this and the sacrifice that those men were making. It's so moving. It's so inspiring. And it gives you pause. You have to reflect and you have to think about where we're at as a country and as a world, and just really appreciate the sacrifice that those men made. I mean, the bravery is astounding.
Well said. There is other news on this June 6, 2024. Former President Trump has narrowed down his VP search. Let's take a look at the list. We've got Burgum, Rubio, Vance, Cotton, Scott, Donald, Stefanik, and Carson. Those are the ones we know about. Grace, whether on that list or not, is there anyone who brings Donald J. Trump a vote that he wouldn't otherwise have on these lists?
That's a really good question. I know that Byron Donalds has been very vocal, and he was recently in Philadelphia reaching out to the Black community. That's a demographic that hasn't typically gone for Republicans. So maybe on that front, but it's really interesting to watch this kind of VP process go down. Miranda Devine described it as The Apprentice, and the longer it goes on and the more suspense that there is, it really does feel like Donald Trump's having a little bit of fun making all of these people kind of wait with bated breath.
Yeah, and a name that isn't on the list is Nikki Haley, although Donald Trump did recently say that she would be on the team in some capacity. Not sure if it's the campaign team or a part of a potential administration if he wins in November, but we'll wait and see on that front. Grace, there's also some new polling, several new polls that we want to ask you about just came out. Quinnipiac poll, latest Georgia polling has Trump at 49%, Biden at 44%, so 5+ to Trump there. And then there's another poll that shows just an unbelievably staggering drop in Black, Latino, and Asian support for Joe Biden. Now, the Biden campaign has continued to dismiss these polls. They say it's too far out. Once people start focusing on the election between Biden and Trump, a lot of these people are going to come back to the Biden camp. What do you think about that?
That's a risky gamble. And, you know, I was thinking about this yesterday because there's all these reports out about where Trump is going. He's going to California. He's sending some of his surrogates, like I mentioned, to Philadelphia to talk to Black voters. And I think that what Donald Trump knows from 2016 and from watching Hillary Clinton campaign, and what everyone should know at this point, is you can't rely on those polls. So while it's great to see for Republicans that maybe they're widening the 10, it doesn't mean that you can give up on the ground game. It doesn't mean that you can just assume people are going to vote for you. You have to make the case. You have to make your best pitch as to why you're a better fit for this country and why you're going to deliver results. And I think that that's what Trump's trying to do, and I think it's a smart move.
Yeah, you said the two key words, ground game. They got to get out there. Grace Curley, thank you.
Grace.
Before we let Grace go, what name did I tell you right before we went to the show today?
Well, you guys are in agreement that Byron Donalds would be an interesting
Pay attention.
choice.
Yes. There you go.
Thank you, Grace. Have a great day.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.